A constable
a constable
in Northampton Township, Bucks County,
in Northampton Township, Bucks County,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations. Best of things. Take care, Brian. Next, we will have the auditor candidate and now elected official. You have a Bible you wish to hold. Is there someone you would like to hold the Bible for you? Okay. That's okay. Put your left hand on the Bible, right hand in the air. Repeat after me. I state your full name.
I, Beth Rodman,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will obey, defend, and support the Constitution of the United States
that I will obey, defend, and support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
and I will discharge my duties with fidelity
and I will discharge my duties with fidelity
as
as the auditor of Northampton
congratulations. Best success.
Township. Thank you.
Take care. Next, we have the tax collector, Mr. Dion. Raise your right hand, please. Repeat after me. I state your full name.
I, Vincent Joseph Dion,
Do solemnly swear that I will obey and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will obey and defend the Constitution of the United States
and support the Constitution of the United States
and support the Constitution of the United States
and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
and I will discharge my duties as
I will discharge my duties as
tax
the
collector
tax collector for Northampton Township
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Hey, Grace. See you, Vince. Okay, which is the supervisor candidate we're doing first? Come on up. Is there anyone with you? No? Okay. Do you want to come on this side, please? Okay.
Okay, thanks, Dave.
Okay, repeat after me. Raise your right hand. Say aye and your full name.
I, Paula Gasper,
Do solemnly swear
Do
that I will
solemnly-
support, obey, and defend
I solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
and the Constitution of Constitution of Pennsylvania.
and I will discharge the duties of my office as supervisor
I will discharge my duties as a supervisor
in Northampton Township, Bucks County,
in Northampton Township, Bucks County,
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank
And may you serve well and enjoy the You too.
You can even take your mask off.
What? You'll take pictures. I think we could get somebody to take pictures. You sure?
That's what my wife's saying. She doesn't want to be up there.
Yeah, but I'm a persuasive
Don't read
individual.
those cues.
I knew the cue.
Yeah, I bet.
Would somebody like to take her phone and take pictures for me? I'll be happy.
What?
You can only let me get away with so much, you know? I knew this family for too long.
Too long.
I knew him when he was in diapers,
You married us.
and I married them,
And I'll never forgive you for it. No.
Bob's mother was my wife's college roommate.
True
That's why I
story.
say I knew him since he has been in diapers. And
True
it's my
story.
privilege to be here and see this happen tonight, and I'm glad I could be part of it.
So am I. I asked you to do it so you could repeat that story, so thank you.
It's a good story.
It's all right.
It's a human interest story.
Very much so.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Raise your right hand. I state your full name.
I, Robert John Salzer,
Do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend
do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania,
and I will discharge the duties of my office as Township Supervisor
and I will discharge the duties of my office as Township Supervisor
with fidelity.
with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Bob.
Yay, yay, Dad.
Sure. Do you guys want to come take a quick picture up here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bobby does. All right. Come on, you want to go too? There you go. I promise you'll never have to come to another meeting.
He's lying. Oh, believe that. Sometime in this is a 6-year term. They can believe it's that. In 6 years, I guarantee you that one page. You're louder than that. We're in court. Oh, louder than that. Okay. All right.
Look up. Thanks, Ryan. Look, take a picture. Everybody smile. Say daddy, 6 years.
You may have a.
Oh, come on, Matt, come on.
You may have a chocolate. So you may as well. This is when you can say, Dad, you're out of order. Chairman and I will discuss that. Goodbye, guys.
As a resident of Northampton, thanks for having me. Take care.
Yeah, we're going to start.
Mama, where do I put this? You made one too?
Okay, good evening, everyone. I want to welcome everybody to the Northampton Township Board of Supervisors Reorganization Meeting, Monday, January 3rd, 2022. We'll start with a Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. The flags are behind me. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So the purpose of tonight's meeting is we start out with a reorganization of the Board of Supervisors. This is where we pick the chair, the vice chair, the secretary, and the treasurer. And I'll start out by asking, is there a motion to elect a chairperson?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to elect Adam Selisker as chairman. I do want to say that Adam has done an excellent job the past year, and I am proud to nominate him.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Have a second? Hey, we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Gosh, I hope not. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And as I said last year, I say it again, I'm honored to serve as the chair with this fine team. Next, I'd like to move on to election of a vice chair. Is there a nomination?
I have a motion to elect Barry as our vice chair, Barry Moore. He's well-respected in the community and very knowledgeable.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, all indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you very
Congratulations. Barry. Next, election of a secretary.
Yes, I move to nominate Paula Gasper for secretary.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. And election of a treasurer.
I move to nominate Dr. Kim Rose as the treasurer. She's done an outstanding job over the last several years as treasurer.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks. And just for a matter of record, we can appoint an assistant secretary, and our standard is we have appointed Township Manager Bob Pellegrino as the assistant secretary in times where we need that. Thank you. Next, I'll move on to, I'm sorry? Oh, that's what it was. Okay, I'm sorry. We do need a motion for the appointment. Is there a motion to appoint Mr. Pellegrino as secretary?
Go ahead. I'll make that motion.
Thank you. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks. Next, assignment of liaisons. And as many know, each of the board members serves as a liaison to some of the boards and commissions and various activities that happen throughout the township for the year. And I'll just kind of quickly run through the liaison responsibilities for this year. Barry Moore, we liaison for financial affairs and administration. That's administration, finance, personnel, pension committee, and insurance. Barry will also be liaison for community development and planning, which is code enforcement, planning commission, planning and zoning, and the zoning hearing board. Paula Gasper will be the township, the supervisor liaison to the 300-year celebration, which you're going to hear a lot about throughout the next year, the Blighted Property Review Committee, the Free Library of Northampton, and the Veterans Advisory Commission. Bob Salzer will be the liaison for the Historical Commission, Northampton Bucks County Municipal Authority, Public Works and Facilities, which is the Public Works Services and Public Facilities. Dr. Kim Rose will be Parks and Facilities, which is the recreation program, such as Parks and Rec, the James E. Kinney Senior Center, and will also be our SWIB-SWAC representative, which is the Solid Waste Consortium that we're members of. And myself, I will continue to be liaison for public safety, which is police protection, fire protection, emergency medical services, emergency management. I'll also be the liaison to the country club, and I will be the PSAT's voting delegate. So thank you for that. Thank you for everybody. And I did fail to say there's still some people, and congratulations to all the sworn and elected officials tonight. Thank you for coming. I look forward to it. Yeah, and Judge Mellon is still here. Thank you for coming tonight. I'm sorry I went on with the business without formally recognizing you, but thank you for coming. All right, we're on to some resolutions and motions. We will start out with a resolution for bond amounts for tax officials. Kim.
Yes, the bond amount for the treasurer is $1 million, the manager, $1 million, and our finance director, $3,000. With that, I'd like to make a motion.
Please.
I move to adopt Resolution R-22-1, fixing the bond amounts for township officers for the 2022 calendar year.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks, Kim. We'll stay with Kim. The real estate tax levy for 2022.
Yes, our general fund, 8.8747 mils, fire fund, 3 mils, Parks and Rec Fund, 1.6280 mils, ambulance fund, 0.75 mils, debt service, 4.5597 mils, library fund, 1.7284 mils, road maintenance fund, 0.5 mils, and road equipment fund, 0.5703 mils, and that's a total of 21.6111 mils. With that, I'd like to make a motion.
Please.
I move to adopt Resolution R-22-2, fixing the real estate tax millage rates for 2022.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Kim. Next, we have meeting dates for the Board of Supervisors. Bob?
Yes, noting that all meetings will begin at 7 o'clock p.m. with an agenda review meeting beginning at 6 o'clock p.m. I move to approve the 2022 meeting schedule for the Board of Supervisors as proposed by the administration and attached to the documents we've received.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? I'll just note that the meeting schedule will be posted on the township website. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Bob, holiday schedule for non-union employees?
Yes, I move to approve the 2022 holiday schedule for non-union employees as proposed by the administration and attached to the documents we've received.
Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Mileage reimbursement rate, Kim?
Yes, our mileage reimbursement rate is set by the Internal Revenue Service. The current rate for 2022 is 58.5 cents per mile, 2.5 cents up from 56 cents in 2021. With that, I'd like to make a motion.
Please.
I move to approve the 2022 mileage reimbursement rate at the rate established by the Internal Revenue Service.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None, motion carries. Thank you. Kim, official depositories for township funds?
Yes. The official, we are appointing the TD Bank as the official depository for township funds, and the designation of any banking institution meeting the specific criteria in Section 708 of the Second-Class Township Code as authorized depositories for the investment of idle funds. With that, I'd like to make a motion.
Please.
I move to appoint TD Bank as the official depository for township funds in 2022 and designate any banking or financial institution meeting the criteria outlined in Section 708 of the Second-Class Township Code as authorized depositories for the investment of idle funds.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, insurance providers and a broker of record. Paula?
Okay, each year, the board appoints various agencies as carriers of insurance policies for our township. I make a motion, I move to appoint Delaware Valley Insurance Trust, Delaware Valley Workers' Compensation Insurance Trust as providers of general liability.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have the 2022 fee schedule. Bob?
Yes, noting that in 2022, no increases to permit fees are proposed. However, the fee schedule has been revised to update the impact fees for residential dwelling units and non-residential developments for 2022. I would move to approve resolution number R-22-3, adopting the revised Northampton Township fee schedule effective January 5, 2022.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Motion carries. Thank you. And Barry, the 2022 investment policy.
Sure. The township has a very comprehensive investment policy for the pension funds for its employees. Every year we have a reconfirmed policy, so I would like to move to reaffirm this investment policy for 2022.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we're going to move to the appointment of professional consultants. We'll start with the appointment of our township solicitor. Barry?
Sure. I move to appoint the firm of Rudolph Clark, LLC, with Joseph Pizzo, Esquire, assigned as the township solicitor for 2022.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Township engineer, Kim?
I move to appoint the firm of Gilmore and Associates as township engineer for 2022.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Paula, township planner?
I move to appoint the firm Pannoni Associates as township planner for 2022.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Township Labor Attorney, Bob.
I move to appoint the firm of Offutt Kerman Attorneys as the Township Labor Attorney for 2022.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Motion carries 4-1. Traffic Engineer, Bob.
I move to appoint McMahon Associates as the Township Traffic Engineer for 2022.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Each year, we make appointments to the various boards and commissions around the township. Some of them are reappointments of folks that have served and would choose to continue to serve, and then there are some new appointments as well. And we will start out with the Vacancy Board Chairman. Barry?
Yes, I move to appoint Dave Reitinger as Vacancy Board Chairman for 2022 calendar year.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Dave's in the room. Congratulations, Dave. Blighted Property Review Committee, Paula?
Okay, there are 2 vacancies on the Blighted Property Review Committee. Jeff Jobs is interested in being reappointed, and Mr. Smith is interested in also being reappointed to the Property Review Committee, the Blighted Property Review Committee. I make a motion to re-elect them.
Okay, we have a motion to reappoint those two. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Building Code Board of Appeals, Barry?
Yes, there's 2 positions opened here. One expires in the term of 2022. Another one expires in 2025. Unfortunately, at this time, we only have one candidate for the position that expires 2025, and that would be Tim Hoban. So I move to appoint Tim Hoban as the Building Code Board of Appeals to fill a term effective immediately, going out to December 31st, 2025.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Barry, is that the 2025 term or the 2026 term?
I'm sorry, my mistake, 2026.
Okay to amend the motion to 2026, Kim?
Yes.
Okay, we have motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Historical Commission, Bob?
Yes, there are 2 vacancies on the Historical Commission. We have one interested applicant, a David Lauer. I move to appoint David Lauer to the Historical Commission to fill an expired term, effective immediately and expiring on December 31, 2026.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Paula, Library Board.
Okay, there are 3 vacancies on the Library Board. The terms of Eleanor Rosso, Charles Beam, and Marcia Lyons de Camillo are expiring. They are all requesting reappointment. I make a motion to fill these 3 vacancies. I move to appoint all 3 of them.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I just want to say that all 3 of these people have done an excellent job on the library board, and I just wanted to give them a little attaboy.
I agree. The library is still the best-kept secret in Northampton.
Yeah.
A lot of great stuff goes on there.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Bob, Municipal Authority?
There's one expiring term on the Northampton Bucks County Municipal Authority Board. Charles Rem has expressed a desire to be reappointed. Therefore, I move to reappoint Charles Rem to the Northampton Bucks County Municipal Authority Board to fill a term effective immediately and expiring on December 31st, 2026.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Kim, Parks and Rec?
Yes, we have two reappointments to this Parks and Rec Board. We have Steve Breyer. I'd like to make a motion.
Sure.
I move to appoint Steve Breyer to the Parks and Rec Board to fill a term effective immediately and expiring on December 31st, 2026. Mr. Breyer has done an excellent job as the chairman of the Parks and Rec Board. And I also move to appoint Mary Anderson to the Parks and Rec Board to fill a term effective immediately and expiring on December 31st, 2026.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Barry, Planning Commission.
Yeah, we have two vacancies on the Planning Commission coming up, and I'd like to reappoint two individuals who have done an outstanding job there. One is I would move to appoint Ed Ingalls to the Planning Commission to fill a term expiring December 31st, 2025, and also like to reappoint Mark Shapiro to the Planning Commission to fill a term December 31st, 2025.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Paula, Veterans Advisory Commission.
Okay, there are two vacancies on the Veterans Advisory Commission. I move to appoint both of them. Faust Capianco, and his term will end on December 31st, 2024. And I move to appoint Eric Saraceno to the Veterans Advisory Commission to fill a term effective immediately and expiring on December 31, 2024.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Zoning Hearing Board. Barry.
Sure, we have one full-time position that I'd like to reappoint, would be Ted Halprin. So I move to reappoint Ted Halprin to the Zoning Hearing Board to fill a term effective immediately, expiring December 31st, 2024.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
And then we also have two individuals who are coming back for reappointment as the alternates to the Zoning Hearing Board. One is Dan Wasserstrom, and the other one is Richard Liam. So I'd like to reappoint Dan Wasserstrom and Richard Liam to the Zoning Hearing Board as the alternates to fill a term expiring December 31st, 2024.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Just for discussion, I think Dan Wasserstrom is a reappointment. He's coming back, and Dr. Rich Linden is a new member, new alternate member, but also coming on to as an alternate. Any other discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Before I get to new business, I just wanted to announce that we are still working under our somewhat restricted environment here, and due to that, we do allow public comment to come in via email. While we're working in this environment, it is public comment at nhtwp.org. Public comment will be coming up shortly. If there is a comment you'd like to make, please have your name and address for the record in the body of the email, and please try not to go over 300 words, and I will be happy to read it when it comes in, and that'll be coming up shortly, so start typing. Next, a new business. We're going to consider a resolution opposing a proposed change to our local state representative district boundaries. Barry?
Yeah, thanks, Adam. This is actually a newer item. On or about December 16, 2021, just a few weeks ago, the 2021 Pennsylvania Legislative Reappointment Commission put together a preliminary plan, and basically the plan would be dividing the township in half from our representation in Harrisburg. So this is something that's been in place. We had the same representative for the last 40 years now, Wendy Thomas and Scott Petrie prior to that and others. And I think this board feels very strongly that we should maintain as a single representation in Harrisburg. The 178th district branch, which we are, it's been the same since 1982, for over 40 years. It's given us a lot of advantages in getting funds from Harrisburg for various projects we've done, whether it be the free library, the senior center, funding for the police station, the rescue squad, EMS, and having that central voice in Harrisburg is very important. In addition to that, with Council Rock School District, having, basically we have, Northampton Township, Wrightstown, and Upper Makefield, all part of Council Rock School District, you'd be awful shame to have our town split in half from a school district standpoint to representation in Harrisburg. So, it is something that came up recently, but I think we feel very strongly about it, so I want to make a resolution, if I could, and basically direct our township manager to send a copy of this communication to the committee in Harrisburg and have immediate action taken upon it. So if I could read the resolution?
Please.
I move to approve Resolution R-2022-4, opposing the proposed reappointment plan of the Pennsylvania Legislative Reappointment Commission that would separate Northampton Township into two separate legislative districts and eliminate the singular and unified representation the township has enjoyed for the past 40 years as part of the 178th.
I second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Barry, anything further?
No, I think, this is something that it's so critical for our township to have, good representation in Harrisburg, and I think this would be a horrible thing if we had to divide the township in half, and half the town represented by one House member, and the other half of the town represented by somebody else. So I feel very strongly about this.
Thanks, Barry. Kim?
Yes, I also think that it's completely wrong to try to break up our township into two different parts. Our residents form relationships with our state reps, and especially for our senior citizens, if they need to go, they won't know which office to go to or who to go to. I think it causes confusion and upset. So I'm completely for this resolution.
Thanks, Kim. Any other comment? Paula?
No, I agree also. I think it's not good for the community.
Thanks, Paul. Bob?
No, I'll just echo what everyone else said. I can't foresee any way the proposed division of the township would be advantageous to any of the township citizens, so I'm in agreement.
I agree also. I think that having one state representative has served us well. If you look back, all the things that the other supervisors have said, it is easier for our citizens. And the thing about Northampton is we have a lot of commonality, and to try to split us up would just split up the commonality, which is it's just not an effective way to help us run our township and get the things we need. So I'm in support of opposing that redistricting also. So, hearing that, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. I'd like to just direct the township manager to send an executed copy of this resolution off to the Pennsylvania Legislative Reapportionment Committee tomorrow, if possible. I think the comment period is still open, and we want to make sure that our voice is heard. I would also suggest that for any of those listening, that you can go and make comments on this on your own. There is a way. I don't have the specific website, I'm sorry, but if you search on that, you'll be able to go and make comments from yourselves. I would suggest you do that. Having one state representative has served us well, and I think we need to let the folks that are working on this reapportionment know how we feel.
Could we have Bill put on the website, find out where they could write it to, and then maybe our residents can go right to our website, find that, and send off a little note?
Absolutely. Thanks. If Bill, you could do that. And we'll also post the resolution itself.
Yeah.
So
you can think about it, too. Our representative from the Senate is also all of Northampton Township, and also representation in Congress. Currently Brian Fitzpatrick. It's all from Northampton Township, so it'd be horrible to split up the township.
Yeah, it just doesn't make a lot of sense for us right now.
I wrote that address if you'd like me to announce it.
Please do. There is a job. We'll still post it, but Mr. Wirt will announce it anyway.
It's www.portal.pennsylvania-mapping.org. It's long. Portal.pennsylvania-mapping.org.
Thanks, Bill. So again, if anybody has time, I suggest you go on and make a comment to the reapportionment committee. Is there any public comment? Anybody signed up? Has anything come in via email?
No public comment.
Okay, well, congratulations, everybody, on your appointments and swearing in, and with no other public comment, the meeting is adjourned.